Hello, hello. Let me just switch my monitor over to my PS5, and then we're ready to go. Welcome in, welcome in. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started immediately. So let's get into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the UConn Dynasty. It is year number 8 for the Huskies. They're coming off of course, back-to-back national championships. And the way I'm sort of looking at this series for what is essentially only 3 weeks before College Football 26 is that it's kind of just over. You know, we won 2 national championships. The team has been rebuilt. It's all players that we have recruited that are currently on the team. So to be honest, at this point, it's more just for fun, see if we can do the 3P and to kind of wrap up some storylines of players that we have recruited. And speaking of recruiting, I did go ahead and do week number 0 and have started the recruiting process. Obviously, I think recruiting a little bit less important at this stage, being that I don't know how many seasons we're going to do past this one. But I will likely be streaming these anytime we do them. I will still edit them down into YouTube videos. So if you're watching this on YouTube in the future, twitch.tv/yolag, or I am actually streaming them on YouTube. So just turn on notifications so that you will be told when I go live. But there are a lot of good players in this class. For some reason, some of these names look like repeats from previous classes. Sorry, my cat is distracting me. I don't know if anyone else here has a cat, but the instant I start recording and I start talking, he thinks that he needs to come over and just grab all of the attention possible, that my talking is clearly about him. But there's a lot of players, including the #1 player in the country, that is Adrian Dunn, a quarterback out of Arkansas. So, of course, one of the teams he's interested in is Arkansas, but UConn already second on his board. And he does look very, very impressive. He is a... Dude, I don't know if you guys hear my cat. He is a scrambler archetype QB, so he does have, you know, things like Magician and Option King, has really good acceleration and pretty good speed with a strong arm that is relatively accurate, at least short and medium. We don't know really anything past that. There is Fetu De Beer, which is a fantastic name. He is a left tackle. And most of the guys that we're going after are going to be 5-star recruits, and a lot of gems as well. There's a lot of gems in the 5 stars this year, and a lot of them were just immediately interested in UConn. And that's not really surprising at this point. Obviously, we've won back-to-back national championships, and, you know, we're one of the big names in college football these days, so I think basically anyone would want to come play for the Huskies. But we'll get more and more into recruiting as it gets a bit further along, but just know that it's only 5 and 4 stars, and they're all gems. What I will mention, though, is the team needs this year. So it does say we need 1 quarterback. I do think it is very likely that John Pelshak will declare after this year for the draft. I'm not that worried about it, though. We have some very capable players underneath him, like Tyler Trejo, Keenan Beagle, Dante Breida. But we will likely bring 1 guy in, and I want that to be done. Wide receiver is a need. We, I believe, only have 1. No, we don't even have a senior. For some reason, I thought Jeffrey Ritchie was a senior, but he is not. So I don't know why it says we need a receiver. Probably really don't. I'll show you guys the receiver room and the whole roster here in just a second. Offensive line is becoming a bit of a need. A lot of these guys that have been staples of this O-line are a bit older now. Guys like Dexter Ort, he is a senior. Mike Hurd is a senior. Nolan Lindsay is a senior. So a lot of the sort of integral pieces of this offensive line are going to be graduating after this season. Defensively, we're still very, very young, but Adonis Keough is a senior this season. He's going to be a hard guy to replace, but I apparently am the king of drafting pass rushers, or excuse me, recruiting pass rushers, as we just have so many with star or elite development underneath Keough. So while I love Adonis Keough and he's going to be sorely missed, there's players like Spencer McCartney who are just more than capable of taking over for him. And my cat has started playing with a squeaky toy, so if you hear squeaking in the background, that is why. Linebacker is one of our bigger needs. It does say we need 4 outside linebackers, right outside linebackers, and 2 left outside linebackers, and 3... Oh, excuse me, I'm reading total instead of need. We need 3 left outside linebackers, 1 right outside linebacker, and 1 safety. So now, let's talk about the roster. There are a lot of interesting things about this roster. This is easily the best roster we've ever had. I have been saying that every year, I think for the past 3, but it just keeps getting better. It's so insane. So at quarterback, you've of course got the redshirt junior, John Pelshak. He has won 2 national championships in his freshman and sophomore seasons. And he didn't really improve at all in the offseason. He's basically the same exact player, which I'm really just completely fine with. He is very accurate at every level. He's good at throwing on the run. He's decent under pressure. He's got good break sack, and he's got good play action. He is a very, very well-rounded player. He's got 80 speed, so he can run a little bit. We've seen that from time to time. He also has 96 agility, which is pretty insane. Previously, his backup was Lawrence Rogan, who has been moved to halfback. We'll come take a look at that in just a second. His backup this year is going to be Tyler Trejo, who is a bit more of a true pocket passer. I know it says he's only 1 speed slower than Pelshak, but it is noticeable. He is pretty significantly slower, I think, in actually playing, and I think a lot of that has to do with the acceleration and the agility being quite a bit lower. He has a little bit stronger of an arm and is also very accurate at every level of the field. I think if, for whatever reason, Pelshak went down with an injury, I think Trejo is extremely capable. I think that we would have no issues winning football games with him at the helm. Sorry if I'm sniffling, I'm a little bit sick. Behind him is Keenan Beagle, and you know, let's look at this instead of I want to look at the depth chart. Behind him is Keenan Beagle, but one thing to keep in mind about Beagle, he does have elite development. So if he takes a huge jump after this offseason, this coming season and offseason, He could look to be the starter next season if Pelshak graduates. Obviously, if Pelshak sticks around for his senior season, he's just the guy pretty much no matter what happens. One guy I'm super excited about if we do more seasons past this is Dante Breida. I think this guy is going to be a menace. I think that he is already currently better than Keenan Beagle. He is very, very fast with very, very high acceleration. He's got the strongest arm on the team and with good accuracies, including very good medium accuracy, a lot better than Keenan Beagle and a lot better deep than Keenan Beagle. And he's a true freshman. He's going to be redshirted this season. I think he has a ton of potential to be a super, super fun player. So if I do end up doing, next season stream, we'll just, we'll have to see what happens. But he's another guy that was an athlete, can be moved to maybe other places, kind of like we did with Lawrence Rogan. But I would love to have him as a quarterback, assuming that we do a few more seasons. Now, if we go to halfback, you've got Von Borden, who is currently listed as the HB1. And you might be wondering why that is. I've got Kareem Ursua, who's a 96. I've got Lawrence Rogan, who is an 89. Well, I think that anyone who plays college football 25 a lot knows that receiving backs overalls are extremely inflated. He is not fast. He's not quick. The biggest thing about him is that he's just a great receiver. He's good out of the backfield. His juke move is excellent. His catching is excellent. His release, route running, all of that is excellent. So he's a 96 overall because he's a receiving back, and receiving backs overalls are always and have always been very, very inflated. You might be wondering why Lawrence Rogan isn't playing. And, he is going to play for sure. He's decently fast. He does have that shifty ability, though it is only bronze. His juke move is very, very good. And you know what? He's a decent receiver as well. But the reason that Von Borden is at the top is because, first of all, I think he earned it last season. He played really, really well for us in a time of need when, Max Cadet went down with injury and all the other injuries we suffered with out of the halfback room last year. So Von Borden, for one, I think earned it. For two, 96 speed. He is the fastest halfback we have. And playing with him in practice, it's just so fun. He's such a fun player. And I just want to use him. I think he's going to be a really fun guy to use. His ball carrier vision sucks, but, I'm the one controlling him, obviously. So I don't think that matters too much. He's got a decent juke move, an okay spin move. And he does have the 360 ability, and he is decent out of the backfield. He's, as a receiver, he's not Kareem Ursua level good out of the backfield as a receiver, but he's still very good as a receiver. And then if you're worried that Ursua is just not playing at all, don't worry. Ursua is the #1 slot receiver. So I really kind of wanted to just move Ursua to receiver, but if you do that, you limit yourself. If he's a halfback, he can play halfback and he can play receiver. If I have him listed as receiver, he can't play halfback. So I just left him at halfback so that I could use him as a gadget guy, put him in the backfield if I want to put him in the backfield, put him at receiver if I want to. You're going to see him, I think, primarily as a receiver, but I do believe I had him also as the third down back. So you will see him in the backfield fairly regularly still, but most of the time it will be slot receiver for Kareem Ursua, but he will be used a bunch. I just wish he was a touch faster. That's really the main thing lacking for Ursua. He's just not a fast guy. So now, if we wrap back around, we go to receiver. A guy that I knew was going to be super difficult to replace is Dalton Schmizniak. He was only an 82 overall, but he played like a 92 at the very least. And we have a ton of options here. A lot of guys have grown a lot and become really good players. We have mostly guys 80 overall plus, and a few guys getting now 85 plus, which is not something we've seen a lot of in this series. And looking through attributes, the guy I felt most reminded me of Dalton Schmizniak based on abilities was David Gastineau. He is an elite route runner with okay speed and decent hands. He feels the most like Dalton Schmizniak to me, so he will start the season as the wide receiver one. And one thing you're going to notice is the 99 release. I forget what the ability is called, but Dalton Schmizniak had an ability, press pro maybe is what it was, where he would get off of a corner's press super easily. Gastineau unfortunately does not have that ability, but what he does have that Dalton also had was 50-50 and sure hands. So he feels pretty similar to Dalton in a lot of ways, and I think that he deserves to be the #1 guy, or at least get that opportunity, just because he's the most similar to what John Pelchak would want in a wide receiver 1. Wide receiver 2 is going to be Daryl Skaggs. He is up to an 86 overall. He is the biggest speed threat on this team with a 97 speed. He's a little undersized though. He's only 5'10", so a bit on the smaller side, but he does have some of the best hands on the team with a 91 catching and a 99 spectacular catch. He has 99 medium route running. He does only have 76 deep route running, so he's not great down the field, which kind of sucks for a guy who is just a pure speedster. His release is also not too great, so he's mostly just going to have to rely on his speed to get open down the field. If he's running, medium routes, he's going to get open a lot. But if he's running deeper down the field, he may not get open unless he can just outrun the guy. So if he's playing against a corner with 89 speed, I think that he is still absolutely going to burn everyone. But I don't think he's going to beat people necessarily with his route running unless it's a more medium distance route. The third guy, and I battled with this for a long time because Emmett Goda did not take the leaps that I really thought he would. I tried to use him as much as possible last year when he was a true freshman, because I was hoping that would get him some XP, and then, he would see some growth in the offseason. But a lot of the times, offseason growth just feels totally random. Like, if I reloaded that save and did it again, maybe he does jump to an 88 or something crazy, because he does have elite development. So he's going to be a really good player. I do want to have him start playing. He's a freshman with elite development. He's got the highest ceiling of any receiver on this football team, and he deserves playing time, and he's going to get it. He has 95 speed, and he is 6'3", so he's a big-bodied receiver with nearly the same level of speed and athleticism as the little guy Daryl Skaggs. His catching is not as good. His spec catch is still excellent, and he's not as good of a route runner except for short. So we may end up moving him to the slot where he gets to run more short routes, but sort of remains to be seen. His release isn't the best, but he does have 99 jumping. I mostly just want to get him involved so that we can get the growth going for him. And then Anthony Giordano will be the fourth guy. Honestly, just all these receivers are very similar in their abilities, but I like the way we have it laid out right now. And then Jeffrey Ritchie was, a pretty core part of last year's team, but I think he's just been, overtaken by other players. He's at his skill ceiling. He'll still play from time to time, but, other guys I think are just better than him at this point. He does have the best catching rating on the team. So, if we feel like we're seeing a lot of drops from, Emmett Goda, who has one of the weaker catching ratings of these guys, then, of course, we will move Jeffrey Ritchie back up. But we just have a ton of depth here. I'm going to try to rotate them if possible. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. At tight end, a guy who took a huge jump is Larry Vital. So he is a blocking tight end. He's also only 6'3", which is a little bit smaller than, your average tight end these days, but he's still pretty decently sized. With the blocking archetype, he's maybe not the best receiver, but he did grow a lot in terms of his speed. I think he was a sub 80 previously, up to an 81. So he's a little bit faster now than he was before. We do still have Juan Beaver, who's a bit faster underneath him. Larry, not the best hands in the world, but they're not horrible. And he's actually a pretty good route runner, short and medium, but not deep. But he is a great blocker. His pass blocking is fantastic. His run blocking is maybe even better. And his lead blocking and impact blocking are good as well. So, with running to the strong side behind Larry Vital, I'm feeling pretty confident about that. The offensive line. So the left tackle this year is going to be Mike Hurd. The left tackle I typically like to be very, very pass block heavy. Mike Hurd is exactly that. He's not quite as good of a run blocker, but still very solid. At left guard, you've got Dexter Ort, who is maybe not quite as good of a pass blocker, especially in terms of the power, but is very balanced and has that 99 run block finesse. The center is going to be Bryce Suttle. He is so good. His pass blocking is elite, and his run blocking is not much worse. This guy is phenomenal. Our O-line has never been better. Oh, and by the way, he's a 90 overall. His backup, Jalen Spanos, is a 90 overall as well. What up, Cameron? Welcome in. Thank you for 63 months. Oh my God. How many years is that? Cameron, we've known each other too long, pal. I think it's time for us to break up as friends. Agreed. Okay, wow. Oh, I lost a friend today. Right guard is DeAndre LaRue. Mike Hurd would, of course, be the right guard, but he's playing left tackle for us this season. LaRue, just super balanced, really good run blocker. I do prefer to run to the right side when possible. So, you know, him being on that right side as a big-time run blocker, big deal there. Right tackle is going to be Frank Davis. Look at these pass blocking stats. And keep in mind that our quarterback, John Pelshak, he is a lefty. So this is the blind side blocker. So Frank Davis, I wanted to make sure he was a really good pass blocker. A little weaker on the run blocking, but that's okay. Tackles, I think, in my opinion, more importantly, need to be good at pass blocking, especially with finesse. Now, we're on to the defense, which has been the real bread and butter of this team for years now. So the starting left end is going to be Spencer McCartney this year. And this dude is a giant, by the way. Keep a lookout for number 96 when we actually hit the field, because he is 6'6", 291. The guy is huge. He's a mutant out there. Just absolutely ginormous. And not to mention that he's even faster than Adonis Keough, who is 4 inches shorter and 10 pounds lighter. Just absolutely stupid from Spencer McCartney. Just a massive individual. You might be wondering why Adonis is the second in the left end depth chart after, you know, being as dominant as he's been the last 2 seasons. Well, the reason for that is that Adonis is going to be in the interior this season. Being that he's a little bit slower than McCartney, I wanted McCartney on the edge, so that, you know, we have the speed coming off of the edges and Keough can blitz up the middle. So it'll be Keough and Michelle up the middle, which is just a disgusting, dangerous combination. And that leaves McCartney at left end, and of course Kevin October at right end, who really had a breakout season last season, led the team in sacks, and is just all around a beast. But if you look at our right end and our left end, they are both ginormous. Kevin October, 6'5", 264. Just a huge individual. And then there's McCartney, 6'6", 291. Just gigantic people on this team. And then you've got Adonis is 6'2". Darren Michelle is only 6'1", but the big fella's 335 pounds. He is a bus in the middle. So linebacker is where things are a little bit weaker this year, which is odd to say because for so many seasons, we've had the most elite linebackers maybe in the country. You know, thinking back to Raheem Lovelace being maybe the best linebacker in the country. You had Joey Terrell being maybe the best linebacker in the country. You had Dennis Colin. Let's not forget about a guy like Addison Biggs. You had Gerard Byler, who was originally a linebacker and then converted to safety. Like, we've just had so many good linebackers, and I think this is easily the weakest our linebackers have ever been. Siaki Toole is the main guy. He is the best linebacker probably on the team currently with the 88 overall. He'll be playing at outside linebacker. He's a pass coverage guy with good speed, good tackling, just a very balanced player. Reminds me a lot of Addison Biggs, where he's sort of like maybe like a tier 2 linebacker. He's not, you know, the best of the best, but he's kind of the best of the rest, if that makes sense. In the middle, it will be David Sun. David Sun had a couple huge games last season. It seemed like whenever he was on the field, he was making plays. And I thought that he deserved a chance to, at the very least, be the middle linebacker starter this season. He has the best play recognition on the team. So he might not be the best athlete with only the 83 speed. He's not, you know, the fastest man alive, but he is extremely smart. And hopefully he will use that to his advantage. You also might see a little bit of LaMichael Haywood in the middle as well, the redshirt freshman. At right outside linebacker, it's Sua Taufa. And you know, I think is just at his skill caps. He's pretty fast though, which is something that you can always use as a linebacker. Corner, this team took huge strides. You might remember last season, our best corner was like an 84 overall. Well, now that 84 overall is our 5th best corner. It's Randy Radovich. He was the best corner we had on the roster last season. So many people have passed him in overall, including John Catapano, who grew, I think, 13 overall points in the offseason. The dude has turned into just an absolute beast. He has 98 speed at 6'2". Like, he's going to match up well with any receiver. He's going to be faster than 99% of the receivers. And he's got good man coverage. In fact, great man coverage, decent zone coverage, and the press is pretty good. Not to mention, he's got good catching. He's got that bronze house call ability. He's a pretty good tackler as well. The corners in general on this team, very, very good this year. Iosefa dug in. He didn't play a ton last season until more injuries happened, but he took some huge growth spurts this season, this offseason. So he will be the CB2. And then you've got Alex Fayyad, the wide receiver turned corner. He will play in the slot this year. Or I think he's playing in the slot. We'll take a look in just a second. Sorry, 2 seconds. Cam, are you still here? Oh, my neck just popped. When are we playing rematch, pal? Just downloaded. Oh, shoot. Am I going to have to delay my Huskies stream? Because aren't you like... I legit could do like a single game. Okay, well then let's not. Oh, right. You didn't have today off. The CB4 is Larry Hay. He is an 87 overall. So if that doesn't tell you how good this cornerback room is, an 87 overall is the CB4. I mean, I just don't know what to tell you. Frederick Blanco is the CB6. He's an 84. And then one of my favorite guys on the team is Ben Talbot. And look at how far down the list he is. So we're just loaded at corner all of the sudden. I have today. See, there we go, Salami. Did you get rematched? That's the real question. Free safety is going to be Parker Sims. I think that we gave him the chance to start last season as well due to his higher speed. But the 64 man coverage was just a bit too detrimental. So it's going to be a similarly short leash for him. He ended up getting just overtaken by Nate Putu in the depth chart after a few games. So if that is the case, Sean Bosby will likely take over, a bit more of an athlete, not as good in zone coverage. Strong safety this year is going to be Justice Willis, and his position is pretty much safe no matter what. He's a very, very good player. Needs to work on the zone coverage, but the play recognition is a 95, one of the smartest guys on the team, and he's got that aftershock ability and silver house call. So really, just really good player, pretty much down the board. Catching's good. Not concerned about him in the slightest. Kicker, of course, is Tyreek Hollis, who is now a junior. Might look at a kicker this season in recruiting. The kick returner is going to be Cal Volk. At least he will be the primary one this season. He's got good speed and is just, a little bit buried on the halfback depth chart. So that's how we'll get him involved. Currently, it says the punt returner is Daryl Skaggs, but I think I'm going to change this to Cal Volk also. So Volk will just be the primary returner. Third down back is Kareem Ursua. Power back is Lawrence Rogan. We don't have a true power back on the team currently, with Max Cadet, breaking his back and then graduating. So definitely need to get one of those. Slot receiver is Ursua. Goda is the 2. Richie is the 3. Rush left end is Kevin October. Rush right end is Spencer McCartney. And the rush tackles are Adonis Keogh and Darren Michelle. Sub linebacker is something that I'm still sort of, contemplating what exactly I want to do. But for now, it's going to be Siaki Toole and it's going to be David Sun. The world couldn't handle a Salami and Cam midfield on rematch. It's for the best. That's what I'm saying. Slot corner. Okay, the slot corner is John Catapano, and then Duggan, and then Fayyad. So that is the roster for this season. If you're watching this later on YouTube, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I do want to look at the Heisman watch and see if we have any players. Ursua is 5th. So like the way too early, you know, preseason sort of rankings for Heisman has UConn's very own Kareem Ursua as the 5th place guy. Then, if we look at the top 25 rankings, UConn is getting 35 first place votes, which is actually less than I would have expected, being that we're coming off of a back-to-back national championship run, and then totally lost my train of thought. We're coming off a back-to-back national championship run, and our team got arguably it's not arguable. Our team got even better in the offseason. It got weaker at one position, but improved at all other positions. Oregon Nike NIL money is boosting votes. They were, dude, Oregon last season, it was so devastating. They went undefeated in conference, just undefeated, period. You know, they won their, no, actually, I believe they lost their conference championship after going undefeated in the regular season, and then lost in the first round of the college football playoff. So you go undefeated and then just lose 2 in a row, season done. Bums. Georgia is actually the only team that UConn lost to last season. They're the 3rd ranked team in the country. And I literally also just remembered, I forgot that I did this. I put us in the Big Ten for this season. We are a Big Ten team just like Oregon. Oh my God, I just punched my desk. Okay, we're going to take a look at the schedule. So to start the year, we're playing against the Orange. This has turned into a little bit of a rivalry here because they keep stealing recruits from us. I'll have to go look at their depth chart, see if they have anybody actively starting that I notice is a recruit that they've stolen from us. That's who we'll open the season against. Then we'll play Georgia, which has also turned into a bit of a rivalry. We beat them for our first national championship win in an absolute nail biter. And then, of course, they beat us last season. They were our only loss. We're going to play Fresno State, a team that got absolutely snubbed last year. I think they had 1 loss in the regular season, and they did not get given a appearance in the college football playoffs. Absolutely absurd. Get a bye week. Then we play the rival UMass, definitely our weakest opponent, I would say, on the season. Then we play number 4 Nebraska in week number 6. Nebraska, the last couple of seasons have been a team that are red hot for the first like 10 games of the year and then kind of collapse late. See if that happens again. Then you got, you know, a little bit easier of a Big Ten stretch, but it's still Big Ten with Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. But then we go to Ohio State. But we have had Ohio State's number in this series, so I'm pretty confident about that. But you also might notice that to end the season, we have 5 straight road games. Unfortunately, with conference schedule, you cannot edit it in this game. Hopefully that's a thing in College Football 26. So I could not edit any of these to be home games. So our final home game of the season is against Wisconsin in week 9. But then the final stretch of games, pretty tough. Ohio State, number 15 UCLA, number 5 Michigan, and then Michigan State on November 29th. And then hopefully, you know, we find our way into the conference championship. But I think we might be ready to play a football game. But really quick, for those of you watching the stream, I'm going to sort of give you the process of how I do things, because you'll probably notice that, you know, I know the players on the opposite teams typically pretty well. So let's go find Syracuse. This is kind of what I do when I'm just recording the episodes. I'll go to a team beforehand and just scroll through their roster and just write their name and number down so that I have it prepared so that I can commentate about it. You're telling me that they're number one, they're an 87 overall team and their quarterback is a 79. That's crazy. So you've got QB 3, Eric Zimmer. Their halfback is HB26, Max Garrison. Sorry, this part's a little tedious, but it's all part of the process of making videos. Their halfback. Usually I'll write down their top 3 halfbacks, just so that, you know, if there's injuries or if they rotate at all. I'll especially write them down if they're like good, like say it's a really strong roster and the third halfback's like an 89. Sometimes they get used other places, so I just like to have them written down anyway. True sophomore, by the way, David Shaw. True freshman, HB 30. Leo Sahara. A fun name. Okay, I typically won't write down the fullback. We hate fullbacks in this family. What is wrong with the emote? Is it wearing sunglasses? Yoleg BSG. I need new emotes. So bad. If there's anyone in either the YouTube or the Twitch chat that wants to help me out, let me know. How is this an 86 overall offense? Wide receiver 14. Brett Hurley. Bye, Cameron. Wide receiver 8. Ramon Stacy. Wide receiver 84. Jeremy Panos. And I'll usually write down 5 receivers. Wide receiver 18. Now that I'm like doing this on stream, I realize how tedious it is and it's just so not entertaining to watch. Oh, I like the Yolag B with the thinking hand. Wide receiver 15. McFall. Dude, this is not an 86 overall offense. This team is not good. And they've got tight end 80. Brian Fowler. And 86. Daniel Bajorquez. Is their O-line good? Okay, well, their left tackle's not. Left guard's decent. Center's okay. Right guard's okay. Right tackle's bad. Oh, dude, Spencer McCartney and Kevin October, they're going to eat today. And defensively, Gage Law, Curtis Savage, they look pretty good on defense. Like, just solid down the board. No like, true superstars, but nobody that's, like, super, super bad. So, it seems like a decent defense, a not great offense. I don't know how the overalls are decided, but this does not read to me like an 87 overall team, but that is currently how they're listed. Turn on my light in the living room. And let's get this party started. First game of year number 8. What could very well be the last season of the UConn Huskies Dynasty, just depending on how things go, how my life pans out. Welcome, everybody, to a rainy Saturday afternoon where the UConn Huskies kick off the three-peat attempt. Can they make it back to a national championship and win a third in a row? Or does the Cinderella story die this season? Well, we start in the rain today against one of the rivals of the series, the Syracuse Orange. Oh, yippee, I get the ball first. How exciting. UConn starts with the football to kick off season number 8. Von Borden is the back, and he will get the first carry of the year using that elite speed. I thought he lost the football immediately. I have a notification on YouTube that says, error, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Encoding overloaded. What? Well, that's not good. Is it because I started recording? I guess I could always just download the VOD, but I wanted to record. Why are we streaming at 10,000 bitrate? 12,000 bitrate. Okay, it's back down to 8. Are we chilling out now, stream? Goodness gracious. What just happened? Encoding overloaded. Huh. Why is my bitrate fluctuating so much? All right, I want to be able to post this on YouTube, of course, later. So I don't want anything to be messed up during this whole recording process. So apologies. I want to make sure everything's good. Seems like we're back to normal. For some reason, I started recording and my FPS on my YouTube stream said it went up to 80. Like, you guys just got more frames per second on the YouTube stream. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how that happened. Okay. Get back into it. Goodness. It is a new playbook for the Huskies this season. I can't actually remember which one I decided on, but I'll take a look after this game. I think it might have been Oklahoma State, but we'll figure that out in just a second as Pelshak's back to pass, and he will find Von Borden, but he can't hold on through the contact. Third and 4 from the 26. Pelshak buying his time, looking for Larry Vital. It's going to be intercepted. The first completed pass of the season for Pelshak is going for 6 the other way. Touchdown, Syracuse. Just a stupid decision to throw. Linebacker read it the whole way, and the Orange will take an early lead. Classic. I start streaming the series, and the first thing I do is throw a pick 6. Oh, we blocked the kick. We blocked the... I wasn't even paying attention. I was rubbing my eyes in disgust. We blocked the kick. Okay, we're so back. It's only 6-0. Well, a terrible way to start the year for John, but let's see if we can do any better this time out. Pelshak over the middle, swatted down by the linebacker once again. Ursua is the back for a 2nd and 10. It'll be a delayed handoff to him, but the D tackle gets off his block, only a short pickup. Gotta get used to this new playbook. 3rd down and 8 for the Huskies. Blitz on its way, but they left Larry Vitale wide open. First reception on the year for him goes for a first. From the 33 now, Ursua back in the backfield. Blitz not picked up. It's a loss of 4. On 2nd and 14, back to pass once again. And we'll try to get it to the speedster, Daryl Skaggs, but he can't break the tackle. He'll only pick up 3. Third down and 11 now. Pelshak back to throw. He runs out of time. He had Ursua with a step. The blocking wasn't there. It's a 4th and 11. The Orange came to play. Man, oh man. What happened? Was that just a free blitzer off the edge? No, that's just Frank Davis. 5-man rush. Everyone was accounted for. If that guy's blocked for even just a second, I mean, look at Ursua. He's running into open field by himself. That's going to be a dot from Pelshak. That's a first. Instead, punting it away with Mr. Chestnut. Here comes Spencer McCartney. I said to keep an eye on him. Number 96. He is a giant. Look at him. Huge dude. We'll see what he can do this season. It's going to be a handoff to the back. That is Max Garrison. He'll pick up 2 yards. First time we're seeing the Syracuse offense today, led by quarterback Eric Zimmer. He will look to throw. And running out of time, hit as he throws, it falls incomplete, 3rd down. From the 34, 3rd down and 8 for Zimmer. They're setting up a running back screen. Blocking's pretty good. Keogh's not fast enough to chase him down. He breaks out of a tackle. More space for the halfback Max Garrison. And he's up past the 50 to the 42. And it's a 1st and 10 for Syracuse. Where's that kind of fight from the Huskies offense so far today? Blocking was incredible. Broken tackle was even better. And now Zimmer gets another chance. Throws this to his tight end who has some space. And a 1st down up to the 30, and they will hurry it up. The defense struggled to start the year last season. It's starting to look like that might be the case again this year. 1st down and 10 from the 30. Zimmer, all kinds of time. The O-line blocking is so good. And that's completed for a pickup of 7. Approaching the red zone now. Moving with relative ease. Still Garrison in the backfield. Garrison will get a carry this time, but Darren Michelle doing what he does, stopping the run. Now it is a 3rd and 4 from the 24. Zimmer with time, and to the corner, stepping out of bounds is his receiver, but it's good enough for a 1st and goal to the 4. Booth review. I don't think there's any need to review this. That was like clear as day. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be surprised. Yeah, it doesn't get overturned. The booth reviews in this game are so useless. They never, ever, ever get overturned. I've not seen one get overturned. 1st down and goal from the 4. 7 minutes left in the 1st quarter. Garrison blocked by his own man from crossing the goal line. And then David Sun makes the tackle. A bit of friendly fire there from the Orange. Should have been 6. Instead, they'll have to try it again. 2nd and goal from the 1. Garrison meets Spencer McCartney. He goes down. And there is an injured Orange player on the field. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 3. The goal line defense from the Huskies, strong as ever. On 3rd down, Zimmer, end zone, incomplete. forced out by Katapano, and the goal line stand stays strong. The Orange will have to settle for a field goal attempt, and the UConn defense keeps it close, getting no help from their offense to start today. Oh my God, he nearly missed. All right, Cal. Oh, hold that block for a second longer, Juan Beaver. Just a second. So let's see if this UConn offense can get anything going. Starting from their own 18, it's Von Borden. Tries to hit the spin move. It goes nowhere. Makes it 2nd down and 9. Pelshak looks to throw. It's only a 3-man rush. And there's just nobody open here on the left side. Pelshak throws it away. 3rd down. Third and 9 from the 18. Pelshak will throw. He wants Gastineau. Makes the grab and has the first. Just lasered that one in there. 1st and 10 from the 37 now. Kareem Ursua is the back. He will get the carry. Block is not picked up again. What happened? Who is this? I got to remember who the O-line is this season. That's DeAndre LaRue. Oh my God. Just keeps snapping to the wrong person. He was there. Oh my, he helped with Mike Hurd, who did not need help and therefore missed his assignment. I mean, that's like a decent pickup if he just makes the correct block there. Really unfortunate. Now it's a 2nd and 10. Still Ursua as the back. Okay, so I'm learning that the 3rd down back plays a lot in this particular formation. Pickup of 6 for Ursua. Another 3rd down situation for UConn. From their own 43, Pelshak will throw for Gastineau again. It's literally the exact same play, and they left the slot open again. From the 40 now, still Ursua. Don't know what happened to Von Borden, but Ursua is going to get a good carry here, just shy of the first. Now Borden checks in for the 2nd and inches from the 30. And he's going to use his speed here. Hits a juke move, gets a few extra yards, and goes down inside the 20. From the 17, 1st and 10, you got Ursua in motion. And the throw will go to him on the RPO. There's nobody in front of Kareem Ursua. First touchdown of year number 8 goes to the utility player. The wide receiver, the halfback, put him wherever you need him. He's pretty good at everything. Kareem Ursua for 6. UConn chips away at that Syracuse lead. Man, oh man. Of course, dude, I still can't believe I threw a pick 6 for the first throw of year 8. Pick 6. Fantastic. You'll love to see it. Let me know in the chat, who you guys doing for your first dynasty in college football 26? What do you want me to do for my dynasty? Let's see if this UConn defense can stand a little bit stronger before Syracuse reaches the goal line this time around. Zimmer throws outside, misses his mark. The poor weather may be affecting the Syracuse quarterback. Garrison in the backfield with him this time. But Zimmer will go to the air once again. And throwing to the outside, that is incomplete. Forced out by John Katapano. Third and long for the Orange. And it's a delayed handoff actually to Garrison, but we're right there. Justice Willis making the tackle. And it's a 3-and-out for Syracuse. You guys hear my cat when he meows, by the way? He's literally like sitting underneath my chair and just looking up at me and yelling. So the offense takes back over, maybe back into a rhythm here. Von Borden will get the carry, can't make the man miss. 6 yards is still pretty solid though. Well, there's Lawrence Rogan, number 24 on the left. He's actually lined up in the slot for this play, but we're going to get this to Kareem Ursua. Can't make the man miss, but does have the first. Oh my goodness. First and 10 from the 46. Borden gets another carry, and the block is missed again. This time it's Frank Davis. Just never engaged with his man, and now it's a 2nd and 14. Still Borden as the back. He will get another carry. Good blocking this time for Vaughn, and makes it a more manageable 3rd down and 6. From the 42, Pelshak is back to pass. He runs out of time. He had Kareem Ursua if he had a second longer. But it falls harmlessly to the turf. That will also end the first quarter. The first quarter ending there makes this a much more difficult kick because we have the wind against us. I'm going for it. On 4th and 6, the Huskies are lined up to go for it. Pelshak back to throw. He wants Emmett Goda to the outside. Goda makes the grab, and UConn has a first. Kind of in a no man's land there with the wind against us. Didn't want to settle for a poor field goal attempt as Ursua picks up 5. On 2nd down, Pelshak back to pass, stepping up. Nobody's open. Down he goes. So now 3rd down. Bit of a blitz being sent. Pelshak throwing off his back foot, nearly intercepted. He was looking for Larry Vital. Looks like we're going to have to settle for that field goal anyway. UTEP or NIU in Mountain West would be interesting. UTEP local is amazing. Or locale. I like UTEP's jerseys kind of. They're so bright, if I'm thinking of the correct jerseys. So many college football teams. Appreciate all of you stopping in YouTube. I see that we're up to about 15 viewers, which is pretty decent. This is going to be edited down into a YouTube video, so, you know, no FOMO here. You're going to be able to watch a YouTube video sooner or later. Zimmer steps back to pass, throws, and that is completed in front of Alex Fiad. Cannot force that out of the hands of the tight end. On 2nd and 1 now, Zimmer hands off Garrison. Big lane up the middle. The blocking has been so good from this Syracuse O-line, despite the sort of low overalls. Their highest overall guy is an 87, which is maybe our weakest overall guy. And yet Zimmer has had significantly more time to throw. That is forced out by Parker Sims. And the run blocking, of course, for Syracuse has been really good so far today. Now it's a 2nd and 10. Garrison still the back, but he's sent out wide to the right by Zimmer. who has time. It's now running out. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to take off to run. Nobody's in the middle of the field. He's fumbling the football, and it's recovered by the UConn Huskies. It's David's son who put his hands on it. It might be raining today, but the sun's out for UConn as David's son picks up the football, and the Huskies will take over on offense. Alex Fayyad is the man who forces it out. Zimmer should have just slid. Thought he would take the contact. I'm sure he's regretting that now. First and 10 Huskies. Empty set for Pelshak, and under pressure as the blitz was sent, falls incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Von Borden will get a carry and breaks the tackle, still fighting, and up to the 40. Von Borden, another one of those players that I think just outplays his overall. 1st and 10 from the 40, and another blitz from the Orange. On 2nd and 12. Another big blitz on its way. David Gastineau got bumped on his route, and he can't hold on to the football. Brutal. So now 3rd and long. Pelshak is back to pass, and he's lobbing one deep. Jump ball for Daryl Skaggs, and it is incomplete. And we will punt it away. Dude, my cat is just like very quietly meowing to my right. I did not push that far enough left. Oopsie, I'm not Bengal. I'm not the best punter on YouTube. So the defenses locking in for each team. Now Eric Zimmer takes back over. 9-10, an interesting score here. Garrison runs into Kevin October. Makes it a 2nd down and 9. Zimmer, delayed handoff, Garrison, and he runs into Siaki Toole this time. A loss of 2. And now it's 3rd and 11. They're setting up the running back screen. Need a good tackle from Duggan. He gets it done. It's a 3 and out for Syracuse. Damn, so many injuries for the Orange. That's like the 4th one, I think. Oh, I do not know why I called this play. I do not want to run this play. Good starting field position for UConn from our own 48. Von Borden, he's been a busy man here in the wet weather today, and he's going to exit with an injury after this one. It's his leg. Interesting. I'm a simple man. I see jet touch pass. I call jet touch pass. 2nd and 6. Ursua comes over in motion. And he's going to get the jet touch pass. And again, the blocks just do not hold. Where is the blocking from our elite blockers? That was Larry Vital that let that go. He's a blocking tight end. That's kind of his whole job. 3rd and 9 now. Pelshak. Back to pass. Emmett Goda. We see him with a step. Did he get it to him? It's in and out of the hands of the redshirt freshman. 4th down and 9. Emmett Goda just dropped a touchdown. Oh, come on. It was a touch overthrown. Let's put Lawrence Rogan in for a while. Oh, I did not put enough power on that. Bro, hold on. Can we talk about something for a second? That was crazy what I just saw. So, you know, I'm complaining about the fact that my guy, Larry Vital, couldn't hold a block despite having some really goated blocking ratings as a blocking tight end. But this guy, number 16, Ludwig, who is probably like a 60-something overall, looks like he's, you know, maybe a linebacker based on his size. Look at this block. He's blocking 2 dudes. And Larry Vital can't hold one block. Stormy here in Kentucky, if I lose signal or power, we'll catch replay. I don't have PS5, so really enjoy. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. If, like I said, this will be edited down into a YouTube video regardless. So you guys don't have to worry about missing anything. If you need to go, you're not going to miss the stream. Plus, there will, of course, be the VOD, accessible for everyone. 1st and 10 for Syracuse. Zimmer hands off to Garrison. David's son got laid out in the middle of the field there. Under center now for Zimmer on 2nd and 5. And he's going to keep this one. Down he goes. It's Siaki Tool in the backfield, trying to prove that he is one of those elite UConn linebackers. Oh, I want to call the blitz on a 3rd and 14 so bad. I just don't need to. I'm doing it. 3rd and long from the 21. Zimmer out of the shotgun will, of course, look to throw. He's going to be under some pressure, has to throw it away as he takes a hit. And both of the defenses playing very well right now. First and 10 from our own 41. This Syracuse run defense has been very potent indeed today, but this time Kareem Ursua finds some open space. Makes a couple guys look silly on his way to a first. This new playbook is weird. I really should not be running play action, to be honest. With the way they've been blitzing, right? No way. 1st and 10 from the 43. Lawrence Rogan in the backfield for the first time today, now wearing the number 24 this season. And, you know, goes nowhere. All right, my first look, chat, is Emmett Goda. 2nd and 10 from the 42. Pelshak back to throw. Hit as he throws, and it's going to be intercepted. Where is the pass blocking from this UConn O-line? Pelshak with his 2nd interception of the day. That one, not his fault. Oh, dude. Give me 2 seconds, O-line. Oh my God, are we serious? It took just one little cross like this to just completely catch us. It's only one extra blitzer. Like we have the bodies. They just suck. Goda that's a touchdown. The Emmett Goda. Look at him. Look at Emmett Goda. It sucks. First and 10 again for the Orange, just going back and forth all day are these two defenses. Zimmer over the middle, finds his man, brought down by Bosby at the 50. Second down and 4. Zimmer. And how is that not a pick? Parker Sims put a hand up. What are we doing, EA? I was literally getting ready to call an interception. Like, you could hear me charging it up. His arms are still in his hips. What is that? For the love of God, bro. Oh, my dude. Oh, and now I have this weird bug. First and 10 from the 39 after what should have been an interception. That is completed to Brett Hurley. Syracuse running with tempo. Second down and 4 from the 33. As Eric Zimmer will hand off to Garrison. And he will go down to Sims, but does have a first. He's up to 25 yards on the day. 2.5 per carry right now for Max Garrison as the UConn pass rush, or excuse me, run defense continues to be very good. Pickup of 9 though for Garrison there, improving that average. And this Syracuse O-line is just infinitely better than our O-line, despite having 2 guys that are sub 80 overall. Make it make sense. 2nd and 1 from the 19. Garrison, down he goes. And did I see his wear and tear go to like absolute 0? 3rd down and 1, under center is Zimmer. He hands off Garrison. He still breaks the tackle and finally goes down at the 11. In the red zone, 1st down and 10, about 2 minutes left to play. It's going to be a keeper for Zimmer. Taufa is right there, a pickup of 1. And that brings us to the 2-minute timeout. This video game sometimes. 2nd and 9, practically goal to go. Zimmer, all kinds of time. Pass rush non-existent. Third and 3 from the 5. Zimmer throwing, completed in front of John Catapano. That's Ramon Stacy, and the Orange late in the 2nd quarter will take the lead back. I expect they'll be going for a 2-point conversion here, try to make it a clean 17-10, a clean 7-point lead. Oh, wow, they're not. Okay. They have elected to just go for the PAT. I find that surprising, but here we are. I'm just, dude, the shock option play is so good. It's just like, is Pelshak gonna have any time to throw? I don't think so. I really just don't think so. 1st and 10 from the 25. Back on offense with the Huskies. Pelshak stepping up, incomplete. It's either I don't have time to throw or everything's covered, is how it feels right now. Second down and 10. Pelshak back to throw again. He's got Emmett Goda on his own. Emmett Goda by himself, killing some time before stepping into the end zone. Touchdown, UConn. The man was on an island. There was nobody in the same zip code as Emmett Goda on this play. Touchdown, Huskies, with 1:12 left to be played in the 2nd quarter. Man, someone's going to have to explain to me why he was so open. Finally, the play works, though. Just needed a second more for Pelshak. I mean, he almost still got killed. Wow, what was the coverage here? Yeah, man, just nobody with Emmett Goda at all. Look at the amount of space he has by the time he catches this football. Just by himself. Why did he stop? I don't even know who that is. 49. He might be a redshirt freshman. The only issue with scoring as quickly as we did is that it does leave 1:08 and all of the timeouts for the Orange to try to make a drive of their own. Nearly intercepted. Larry Hay should have had his first of the year. Second down and 10 from the 17. Running back screen, and he will step out of bounds to stop the clock in front of Justice Willis. Third and inches from the 26. 1 minute and 1 second. Zimmer Throws left side. That is completed for a first. And stepping out of bounds is the tight end. First down and 10. Zimmer with time to the outside. That is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Jeremy Panos. On second down, 52 seconds left to play. Zimmer to the outside again. That is completed in front of Sean Bosby. And that makes it a 3rd and 5 from the 33 as we rapidly approach halftime. That is incomplete. Forced out of the hands of, I believe that is Brett Hurley. Oh yeah, just don't pick up the most important block. Are we serious? No, nobody on this team knows how to block at all? Like straight up? Or is that just what we're admitting here? Just let the one guy run straight through. Love that. That's the one guy I needed to be blocked. This game sometimes, man, it's so funny. First and 10 UConn, starting from their own 27. There is theoretically time to make some kind of a play here, potentially, but John Pelshak loses the football. Thankfully, it's recovered by the Huskies. And this could very well be the final play of the half. Take the snap with 3 seconds left, and Pelshak will look to throw. Lobbing it deep for Daryl Skaggs. It's knocked away. We will head to halftime. Huskies up by a point. The Orange always playing us very tightly. Maybe that's the reason why they always steal recruits from us. The pick 6 is haunting me. Because the second pick, not my fault or John Pelshak's fault. Like, it's not like it was an inaccurate throw or something. Just was hit as he throws, and it just, you know, floated to a linebacker. First one, though, entirely my fault. I just made a terrible decision, and it ended up being a pick 6. And, you know, now we're in a close game. Should be up by a touchdown. First and 10 from the 13. Syracuse gets to start with the football. Man in motion is Hurley. Zimmer throwing, knocked away by Justice Willis. I think Willis is going to be an absolute menace on this team, so keep an eye out for number 22 on the defense. He's going to be a really, really good player this year. Zimmer throwing to the outside. That is completed in front of Ndukwe. Brian Fowler on the catch. Under center now is Zimmer. Garrison, still the back. Fake handoff to him. Zimmer goes down. It's Siaki Toole. It's Adonis Keogh. It's the UConn defense. And my throat started hurting really bad during that particular commentary. Second and 19 from the 25. Zimmer gonna keep it. And Willis will tackle him before he can get too far. Third down and 10 from the 34. Zimmer with time, throws to the outside, knocked away by Katapano. And it is 4th down and 10. Notice cover 3 made to look like cover 2 gets you fooled. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really I don't try to read the defense too much. Like if it's a single high safety, I'll be like, oh, I might have somebody deep, but otherwise I'm just really not paying that much attention. I just don't want to like game the CPU that much, because at a certain point, like you could just cheese the hell out of the CPU if you want to, and then the series becomes unfun because it's just a guy destroying the CPU. You know what I mean? So I try to, I don't know. The way I try to play is I don't take it too serious. First and 10 from the 32. Lawrence Rogan gonna get a carry. He'll pick up 6. 2nd and 4 from the 38. Pelshak back to pass and gets this one to Daryl Skaggs for a first down. At the end of the day, right, I'm not necessarily playing College Football 25 to try to win. I'm mostly playing it to try to like tell the story on the YouTube channel, right? Like I'm not playing to lose, right? I'm just kind of playing. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but that's sort of the mindset I have when I play these. 1st and 10 from the 46. Rogan still the back. Blitz on its way. Rogan makes a cut, and he'll pick up 4. From the 50 now, it's a 2nd and 6. Trying to set up a screen for Kareem Ursua. Good blocking and room on the left side for Kareem Ursua as I fumble over my words. Let's get Von Borden back out here. First and 10 from the 36. Pelshak steps back to pass and throws for Gastineau, who breaks that tackle. Nearly managed to get away. From the 25 now, it's a 1st down and 10. Ursua on the carry, just trying to follow those blockers and gets 6 yards. Wish the CPU was smarter in this game, in these games. Yeah, it's super frustrating. Hopefully, it's a little bit better in the new Madden and the new college football game. Remains to be seen. On 2nd down, Borden gets a carry and is tripped up in the backfield. Third down and 4 from the 19. Pelshak looks to throw. He's got Daryl Skaggs, and he will hold on for the first. From the 13 now, it's a 1st and 10. Ursua on the carry to the outside. Needed that block, held for just a second longer, and it would have been 6. Instead, it's a 2nd and 9. Ursua still the back. He will get another carry. Tries to bring it back to the middle, but there is nowhere to go. It is 3rd down. I do not like this play that I just called. But we're just going to roll with it and kind of see what happens. Hopefully I don't throw a stupid pick. 3rd and 9. Pelshak back to pass. Gets this out to Von Borden. Nearly gets through the defender. It's swatted down instead, and now it is 4th and 9. I'm not going to lie. I saw the blitz, and I kind of just locked in on Borden. Did I miss anything critical? I mean, yeah. If I throw this to Goda instead, it's probably just 6 because the linebackers bumped. But I saw the blitz, and I was like, I'll just throw to Rogan immediately. The stadium's down the street from me. My house is on the other end zone behind you. UConn did go to the Big 12. Oh, did they? Are they actually just in the Big 12 now? That's sick. Yeah, I did a weird amount of research when deciding to put them in the ACC or the Big 12 when I did. (20-16) in favor of the Huskies. A little over halfway through the 3rd quarter. Eric Zimmer to throw and over the middle has his man, and Willis cannot force it out. A fresh set of downs under center now. Garrison gets the football. Katapano, though, was waiting for him. A loss of a yard. So now it's 2nd down and 11 from the 25, and Zimmer has a man wide open. Not sure what happened in coverage here, but it's a free 1st down for the Orange. Under center again. Garrison's still the back. Have not seen really any of the other backs for Syracuse as Garrison gets another carry, and he'll pick up 4 here. The Orange still going with this tempo offense. And Zimmer is under center quite often. What is David Sun doing? It's going to be a fake handoff. Zimmer has to throw quickly. It's out of reach of his intended target. 3rd down and 6. So from the 43, 4 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Zimmer nearly hit as he throws, and Duggan forces it out of the hands of the receiver. Defense gets another stop. I should have kept going to the outside. You know what we need? I know I have Ursua as the slot receiver. I think I want Goda to be the primary slot receiver. Let's just see what this looks like. Kind of just toying around since we have a bunch of new weapons. Who's this going to be on the jet touch pass? Okay, it's Lawrence Rogan. So it's the 3rd down back that gets this jet touch pass. 1st and 10 from the 24. Pelshak brings Rogan over in motion, and number 24 gets the carry. Had some good blocks. Gets 9 yards. Rogan still the back on 2nd down and 1, and he will get another carry and gets a 1st. Lots of Lawrence Rogan so far this drive. Gets another one. Rogan, can he make one man miss? Nobody fights for extra yardage. Ends up with the 1st. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Might stick with the ground here. 2 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. Borden gets the carry. Good blocking again for Von Borden. Will take 6 yards every time. Do we dare try a shock option for Emmett Goda again? He seems to be really good at these. 2nd and 4 from the 47. Pelshak back to throw. He's got Emmett Goda down the field. Jump catch. He can't quite make it all the way to the end zone. 1st and goal at the 3 for UConn. Emmett Goda might be emerging as the wide receiver 1. He's always open on those. It could just be Syracuse's defense being bad, but who knows? 1st and goal from the 3 now in the I formation. Juan Beaver is the fullback. Von Borden is the halfback. He can't punch it in. I wish we don't have a bruiser on the team anymore, like a bruiser back. So I miss our Wildcat. Maybe I will just switch back to the other playbook we were using. 2nd and goal from the 1. It is still Von Borden. Can he punch it in this time? Yes, he does. The football crosses the plane, and Von Borden disappears right before our very eyes. A crazy magic trick. He's been planning this celebration all week. Nobody knows that he secretly has vanishing powers. Touchdown, Huskies. We're up by 11. So Syracuse now in a 2-possession hole, 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Zimmer will go to the air on first down and 10, scrambling and throwing. That's completed for a pickup of 5. Not sure how the blocking has just been so good for the Orange, even through all of these blitzes. Zimmer throwing again. That is completed once again in front of Bosby this time. This will be the only time I'll see UConn win is in a video game. Check the corners if they are shading in for the plants. Then those outs are wide open. 5 seconds left in the third quarter. Handoff, Garrison. Broken tackle. Justice Willis, one of the better tacklers on the team. End of the third quarter. Wow, we have all the possession. That's crazy. They do run with tempo. Oh, for the slants. Shading in for the slants. Then those outs are wide open. Gotcha. Second and 6, final quarter of action underway here in Connecticut. Zimmer sends his running back to the left. This is intercepted. It's Larry Hay. Could have had one earlier. Doesn't drop this one. Picked off by the UConn Huskies, and the offense will take over from the Syracuse 32. Pelshak had 2 of them. His defense continues to bail him out, and they do so again here. Larry Hay, my goat. Dude, my throat really hurts. Hold on one second. Let me go grab a water. Maybe I really am getting sick. And now is not the time, honestly. So excellent starting field position for the Huskies. First and 10 from the Syracuse 32. And it's a fake jet. Borden keeps, gets 2. Second down and 8. Pelshak stepping up. He's actually going to scramble here, slides down, and gets credit for the first. Second down. What am I talking about? Well, we're going to cut that from the edit. Sometimes I do that. I just say the wrong thing completely. Second and 6 from the 18. Pelshak throwing outside. Goda. That is completed. Up to the 11. Another first down. Nearly goal to go. Lawrence Rogan is the back. He will get the carry, and our offensive lineman, I think it's DeAndre LaRue, blocked the wrong man. Second down and 5 from the 5. Pelshak hands off Borden. Can he find the edge? No, he's not quite quick enough to get out there. 3rd and 8. From the 8, Pelshak sends Rogan to the right. Empty set for him. Takes the snap. Ready to throw. Stepping up. Scrambling again. Down he goes at the 7. It's a 4th and 6. I definitely had Daryl Skaggs. I just looked at him too late. I also probably could have hit Goda here, but he did have this sort of linebacker lurking, but Skaggs was just like completely free, especially right here after the safety started dropping for Gastineau. I just, I just hesitated, and then I hesitated too much, and by the time I could have hit him, this guy was within range, and so I was like, I'll just scramble, but then this guy made the tackle, blah, blah, blah. That's not me. You guys normally don't get to see all that. That's the benefit of watching the streams, chat. You get to see me overanalyze myself. (30-16), down 14 are the Orange. Zimmer looking to give his team a spark, has to throw this one away. Adonis Keogh with the pressure. Eight minutes left to be played. Zimmer, all kinds of time this time, now running to his right, incomplete. Brian Fowler, the intended target, he will exit with an injury. Alex Fayad, the man that broke it up, and now it's a 3rd down and 10 for Syracuse. From their own 18, 8 minutes left to play. Blitz on its way from the Huskies, and Zimmer goes down at the 3. It is 4th and a mile. Adonis Keogh and several others involved. A long ways to go for a first for Syracuse. They're going to punt it away. Defense is as brilliant as ever. First and 10 Huskies from the 35. And we're looking Emmett Goda's direction. It's knocked out of his hands. At this point, we can honestly just try to run out the clock as much as possible. Although, single high safety. Like I said, I'll look for that. Got Skaggs and Gastineau on streaks. I think Gastineau has a 99 release, so he better beat that man off the line. Second down from that 35. Gastineau with a step. Pelshak, deep ball to him. Touchdown, UConn. The man with 99 release. Tasked with replacing an all-time great Husky in Dalton Schmizniak. Does him proud on this play. Dalton would have certainly done the same thing. Touchdown Huskies. We're starting to run away with this one. First and 10 Orange. Oh, nearly intercepted by Katapano. Probably could have picked that off. Almost certainly would have been a pick 6. 7 minutes left to play in a pretty big hole here. 37-16. This one is just completely gotten away from them. And this one is going to be intercepted. This time it's the former receiver, Alex Fayad. He's into the end zone, a pick six. So each quarterback with a pick six today. It's just that one defense has played way better than the other one. After the PAT, it's going to be 44-16. It was 17-16 at the half. Watching because I'm taking UConn in my online leagues team draft. Yeah, it'll take you, if you follow the exact same path I did, it'll take you 6 seasons, and then the rebuild will be done. Although UConn's actual team is not bad. They're pretty solid. Like, their real life team. So chat, for those of you that watch these videos, this is the point where I kind of just play out the rest of the game. If anything interesting happens, I like commentate on it for the video. But otherwise, I would almost just like cut to the ending here. But you guys get to see all the in-between fluff. How about that? Oh, Adonis, the king of jumping on every hard count. What do you guys think? Should I stream these just going forward? I'm kind of tempted. Like for College Football 26, I could just have it be a stream series and then I edit it down into the YouTube videos still. So people that want to catch it live can, but you know, people who still just want to watch the videos can. Thoughts, concerns, questions? They're kind of cooking on this drive. Oh, there we go. Kevin October. Kevin October. That's a pick. Oh, how is that not a pick? That's a pick. Yup. Parker Sims. Parker Sims. It's a garbage time pick. Same as on Silver Lane. Was lost to Georgia Southern. Yeah, but like when I say not bad, I'm not saying that they're like a top 25 candidate. But hold on. They went 9-4 last year and won a bowl game. Like they were solid for, you know, a non-power team. What bowl game did they win? They won the Fenway Bowl. Against North Carolina. 4th and inches? You got to be kidding. A read option, huh? I never run read options. Not with John Pelshak. Oh! That's not a fumble. I think he was down. Again, at this point, I'm kind of just like getting through the rest of this game. Because it's over. It's 44-16. We're owning. Von Borden has been a busy dude. Busy man. Was that short? Oh my God, it was short. The wind caught it. I didn't pull down on the stick. I didn't think I needed to. Evidently I did. Game over. It was a little rough to start, only 17-16 to end the first half, but UConn ends up running away with it. A big victory over the Syracuse Orange today. We would expect no less. And kind of a big surprise from Emmett Goda, who has maybe established himself as the wide receiver 1 going forward. If we take a look at player stats, 17 for 33, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for John Pelshak. Not a clean performance by any means. It was basically entirely my fault. New College Football 26 will have a gadget slot. The QB wide receiver you had would kill the 98. Yeah. You're talking about, oh God, why have I forgotten his name? War number 10. I can see him in my mind, and now I can't remember his name for some reason. Get a kind of weird name. Oh, what was his name? Oh, that's gonna bother me for life. Hold on, he's in the records. I believe he has the touchdown record for the team. Why can't I remember his name? That's not like me at all. I believe he has the UConn single season receiving touchdowns record. Dorian Tobin. Golly, why couldn't I remember that? He was such a fun player. He's one of my favorite players in this series. My memory's not what it once was. Let's go ahead and advance the week, see what else happens around college football, see how recruiting really starts going. Randy Radovich is a significant transfer risk due to lack of playing time. I'm not going to be that upset if he transfers, to be honest. Next up is Georgia. Oof. Here's the top 25 after 1 week. UConn still first and now has 45 votes after the 44-16 win over Syracuse. Oregon second. Michigan jumps up to 4th. Auburn goes from 17th to 5th after beating number 15 ranked Tulane pretty badly, 56-17. Tulane, of course, we beat in the national championship. Kentucky is 6, Kansas State 7, TCU 8, Iowa 9, and USC 10. Rounds out your top 10. And then here's the rest of the top 25. Clemson dropped out of the top 10 all the way down to 20th after losing to Notre Dame. All right, chat. I think that I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. I will be streaming later, probably on Twitch, playing a game called Rematch. I don't know if you guys have seen that game, but it is just super fun. It's just a soccer game. If you ever played Rocket League, it's kind of like that. So if it's something you think you'd be interested in, I'll be streaming it on Twitch. I've actually been live on Twitch the whole time. So if ever you want to watch streams in the future that aren't, you know, college football related, they'll be over on twitch.tv/Yolag. There's the link in the chat right now. If you guys want to go hit me up with a follow, it would be much appreciated. I wanted to stream a bit longer, but I do have quite a bit of stuff I need to get done today while I have the day off, like cleaning my apartment and going and running a couple of errands. So I might be back live a little bit later with some MLB The Show. I do want to do the spring training on stream for my Angels franchise. But just appreciate the continued support, especially while I'm figuring things out these past couple weeks with the new job and everything, and sort of the new schedule and possibly moving again. And my life is just pretty crazy at the moment. And it's just been a little bit harder to find time for the content, but we're gonna get back to it. I'm gonna go absolutely nuclear in college football 26. You can bet your bottom dollar. But what I'm gonna try to do going forward is hopefully stream about one of these UConn games per day. Hopefully, that's my plan at the very least. So just keep an eye on the Twitch streams, on the YouTube streams, and yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I truly do appreciate you. Leave a like on the stream if you didn't already. And like I said, I will be live later playing that rematch game. So come hang out on the Twitch if you want to. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your day off if you have it. And I'll see you guys when I see you.